So, good morning. I already have the two possible problems on line group, right? And first of all, I ask you to share self-reflection on balance of HTTP connections. So, how many HTTP connections? First of all, we have, if we talk about variance, then we have two extra variance. If we have non-persistent, right? We have non-persistent, and then we have, for example, this is called A. A plus which one? Right? I don't have some reason. Actually, we can have the enhancement using which one? And you can think about that because later I will ask you to have the discussion. And B, we have persistent. In fact, I will try to emphasize without pipelining. However, how about this if it is B and plus another one? So I already have two versions first, and later I already have two variants. And right now, let me check this one with your members, how we have the variants, and think about if any questions. Later you will have the possible questions on poll everywhere for sure. So that's it. That you have 2 minutes to discuss with your members first, and later that you have 2 minutes to finish your answering on poll everywhere. So go to have the discussion with your members. Sure, feel free. Yes, because of discussion, just talk to your neighbors. And also keep in mind the group ID. Later I will ask you to have the group ID. So I just need to come here. Good thing for you. So feel free to have discussion. So before I already have the answer on poll everywhere, let me nominate some of you to have the possible answer for reference. Possible answer for reference. So from group one, if we have non-persistent and try to enhance non-persistent HTTP, how we have it? What's your answer from member of group one? You still discuss it? Okay, so maybe let me try to have someone else to have the possible answer. So group four.
non-persistent plus parallel.
Parallel connection.
Connections,
Okay.
yeah.
So the reference answer from group 4, non-persistent plus. Okay, so let me have this further. The reference answer from group 4, it is non-persistent plus multiple parallel connections, right? In short, it should be parallel connections. All right, so this is the first one. And the second one, persistent. Persistent, how you can enhance it if I assume initially we don't have a pipelining. So it's easy. And group 3, what do you think if we want to have the enhancement for persistent?
With pipeline connection.
Yeah, that's correct. We have a pipelining for this version. All right, that's all. So 2 reference versions, and at least you need to mention some of them, right? It doesn't mean you need to mention all. At least you need to mention some of them, and so that you can finish the answering on poll everywhere. So that's it. Let me have the poll everywhere for you right now. So this one maybe not ready, so let me have this for you. All right, go and answer on poll everywhere. Don't forget to have your group ID, student ID, and name. And if possible, you can mention you are one of the presenter there. And same for you, presenter. I will already have the bonus. Presenter too. If you indicate you are a presenter, I will ask here to allow you 2 points to serve as a bonus. So let me make sure. Should you have more time? Okay. 1 more minute again. So again, now finish, raise your hands. Okay, final 1 minute. So that's it, right? Let me move on to have some answer from some of you. So first of all, okay, check 施家伟 non-persistent, okay, up to now, and multiple connection. I'm not sure the further enhance or not, but at least for 施家伟, initially he mentioned the original 2 versions, right? And let me stop. So actually for 施家伟, simply mention the 2 versions, not the variants. All right, but that's okay. You have something there. And for Robert, yeah, initially non-persistent, and want to have non-persistent working with parallel connection. So good, okay. And persistent, initially I assume no pipelining. So we have persistent with the pipelining is the beta 1. That's okay. And how to have the detailed working mechanism? I already have some end-to-end time calculation within the video. So you should check them in detail, and so that you know the end-to-end delay for the 4 versions of HTTP. Okay, so that's it. I examined some of that, and I think some of you, if you fail to have the proper answer, at least after the checking, you will know, yes, we have 2 extra variants of non-persistent and persistent without pipelining, so that we have non-persistent with parallel connections and persistent with pipelining. Up to now, 4 versions. If you don't think you have the 4 versions okay for you, raise your hands. Oh, that's good. No one, let me know, okay, something wrong with you. So let me move on to the next one. Well, so next one, I will ask you one question, but currently web cache. So what is the principle of web cache? Oh, actually it should be web caching. So how to have a web caching? In fact, we should have the nearby proxy server. If we can install the nearby proxy server, well, first of all, if we can find some object on the proxy server, so we can have the object directly returned from that proxy server. If no, then we need to find the object from the original server. And because of hit rate, if I assume non-zero hit rate, then the rate going to the access link to the original server can be reduced, right? Because of the traffic load reduction. So finally, the queuing delay will be higher, lower, or no change. All right, so maybe I don't really have the clear answer. However, at least we can go to the second question. Actually, this question, it doesn't mean finish it right now. Well, web caching reduces the delay for all objects requested by a user, or only for some of objects if a non-zero hit rate is assumed. Same, allow you to have 2 minutes to discuss with your members first. Later, I will ask you to have your answer on poll everywhere. Feel free to discuss with your members. If all, why? If some, same, what's the reason? So, let me check with all of you. For all, raise your hands. A few. For some, Okay, so based on the discussion within the video, in fact, you can find the correct answer. But I already have your answer and reason directed. So let me ask you to answer first. Okay, go. 2 minutes for you to finish the answering. So let me make sure. More time required. Okay, one more minute for you. This one. Good for you. So let me make sure. Not finished, raise your hands. It's you, so try to finish it quickly. Okay. Finally, you need to click on submit. So I should move on to the next one. Okay. So some of you should click on finish, and so that 14 surveys underway will be changed to completed. So try to click on submit. 要记得按送出。Sometimes some of you think, okay, why I don't have any record, so you should care about finish it or not. Or otherwise, sometimes we don't have the record for you. And I will ask TA to pass on the records within the file of poll everywhere. Or otherwise, we cannot make sure it's true or not. So try to make sure submit, and so they finish the answering. If you don't have the answer there, one alternative 一个解法就是你我没有回答到，那你就把它传到 Line 上，不用怕别人看到，但至少你有额外的管道。So if you fail to have the answer but you want to finish the answering, you can send your answer to our Line group explicitly. It doesn't mean send me privately. No, you just send it to the Line group. Is it okay? So let me move on to these. Well, all objects 48%, and some objects 52%. Which one correct? Which one correct? In fact, the first one. The first one correct. So the answer actually covered in the video, but this time I didn't know this again. Let me check it further. I checked some. I saw that didn't know some possible reason. So this one, the delay for every object will be reduced. Within the cache, no problem. And if no, previously I didn't know, we have the request rate, right? I found some. So for those, it won't be necessary to send to the original server. So the traffic load becomes smaller. Smaller than the queuing delay will be reduced as well. So think about the two cases. You can find, and then the delay will be reduced. If you cannot find, that's okay, because the traffic request rate to the original server can be reduced. So the queuing delay will be reduced as well. So for the two cases, we can have the conclusion. All objects can have the smaller delay compared to, compared to the case without caching. All right, so this is the answer. And most of you fail to have the correct answer. But near half, yes, you know the answer. Okay, this is the question. So if possible, you can go through that video as well, so you will have the clear description. I just want to make sure, so that's why I have two questions here to check your comprehension for the previous lecture using online video. So let me move on to the next one. So we talk about email. In fact, we reach 87. but because of some reason failed to have the complete recording from my Sony camera. So I start from this again. Email, actually, we will have a user agent. We have a mail server. We need to have the protocol. So sure, you should understand we should have the protocol. All right. For us, actually, in Chapter 2, we emphasize protocol. And as for user agent, I think you know this. We have the mail reader. For this one, I think I skip it. And the SMTP, well, actually, in between the two servers, we have a SMTP. At least, based on the current figure, we have a SMTP there. And mail server, actually, mail server, we will have a mailbox, we will queue, and so that we can exchange the messaging. And how to exchange, we use SMTP. And how to have the format, we will use somewhat similar to HTTP, but we have a command and response interaction. And how to achieve it, we use ASCII text and 7-bit ASCII, and so that we have the messaging format for command and response. And if we have email, in fact, we have the standard using RFC with 5321, this standard. And so that we have the server port number set it to 25. So up to now, 80 for web server, and 25 for email server. All right, up to now you have the public port number for web and for email already. Well, this is a scenario. In fact, we already have this. All right, so you can see we have this procedure. Alice wants to use UA user agent to compose, that's fine. And so that send the message to the mail server. All right, and the SMTP, client side of STP, open connection with the server. So the client side server, all right, open the TCP connection with the box mail server. Okay. And here we have the possible task of the two servers to exchange. So we have server side, client side. For example, this is Alice sides of a server and Bob's sides of a server. So we have this. After checking this, it's true, it's ASCII. Right, ASCII. And actually, the body of the messaging. Right? About email, I think it's easy for you. But we should let you know we have some command, and through the command you can exchange the messages for users. So, can you use telnet similar to HTTP to finish the keying for those commands? It's okay. And likewise, I tried to finish, but unfortunately, I cannot successfully have the demonstration for you. So you can try, but it's true we can have the telnet to key in the commands, and so that we have the message exchange between the two servers. All right. And finally, let us have the comparison with HTTP because of the reverse direction. So for HTTP, we want to get the file to show, so it's poor operation. And SMTP, we want to send, so we push it. So we have the pull protocol and the push protocol. And for both, they have ASCII format, right? And we show the response using the status code, using the status phrases as well. And for HTTP, we can have the object encapsulated in its own response message. So we have one by one message. However, we still have a single connection or multiple connection. But right now, we just talk about how to have the encapsulation for the object. HTTP 1, we will have the encapsulation. However, for SMTP, we have multiple objects sent together. So send in multi-part messaging. So this is the difference between HTTP and SMTP. And you know, we have multiple versions for HTTP, but for SMTP, persistent. Persistent connection, once finished, then you close that connection. And for the others, I think it's okay. Then I skip it. And of course, similar to HTTP, we can have the format. We have a header as well. And previously, we have the description for your purpose of sending that email. We have a body. And after that one, it's done. So we will have carriage return and the other, so that we have the end of the email. Of course, for the header, you know, you need to send to someone from you, and you have the subject. So this one, I think it's easy for you. And before we go to the next one, and talking about the current body, do you like ketchup? How about pickles? What it means? Someone like you go to McDonald's, right? Do you like ketchup? How about pickles? All right, so I just mentioned, yeah, you know something. Even right now, you don't know the meaning within the body, but you can check them. And at least, I just want to mention, here we have an ASCII code. So if you want to service someone to sniff the packet, yeah, you know the meaning within the email. I just want to emphasize this for you. But before I go, I still want to mention ketchup, what it means? 番茄酱. Pickles, what it means? 酸黄瓜, 腌菜类的. Okay, so I just want to let you know, yeah, something like you go to McDonald's, you have those. And we have this. So this is SMTP. However, for you, we still have someone else we call IMAP, Internet Access Protocol. And then you can get messages stored on the server to your reader. So this is a different kind of protocol. So we want to have retrieval. I emphasize retrieval. If you want to have the retrieval is different from the message exchange between the two servers. The current one actually is the mail reader using this one to interact with your mail server and get it to your reader. So it's IMAP. Actually, we have a different version, but I mentioned IMAP simply. We have version 1 IMAP, and we have another one. You can check later. But we have HTTP too, that you have the mail as well. So that one, actually, we have the web mail. So IMAP version 1, actually we have a POP. So we have two versions for IMAP. IMAP itself or POP. Well, that's it. So before you go, since I prepared this one, so I still didn't have the attendance checking. Oh, sorry. Something wrong. This one. Okay, once finished, then you can leave, including your group ID as well. So mention your group ID. Okay,